Oh man, I know some of y'all gonna joan because I got spots all on my t-shirt. I'm looking kind of dusty. But when you on daddy duty and you got a newborn, spit up is real, yo. Anyway, have at it. I don't know whether the universe is trying to tell me something or if it's just Twitter trends permeating in real life. Either way, I was interviewed yesterday about my perspective on Dogecoin. This morning, I was working on Dogecoin content for Blog Boys. And then this afternoon, my cousin Donnie hit me up, asked me what I thought about Dogecoin. So you know I had to turn it into an episode. Stay tuned while we chop it up. And yo, if you don't mind, please hit that like button and subscribe. I don't know if you know, but YouTube treats you like a straight Bama unless you got 1,000 subscribers. So we on the road to a kilo, baby. We got a long way to go, but I think we're gonna get there. Anyway, rock with me. Yeah, all right, man. So yeah, it was wild as shit when I got the text from you about Dogecoin because I was already working on a podcast episode. So I was like, oh shit, like we should just take this conversation and just turn it into a Block Boys joint. So anyway, what? First off, before we even get into it, how'd you even hear about the Dogecoin?
A friend of mine named Brian.
Yeah. I mean, like, which I was just shooting the shit, and he just said Dogecoin. Like, how'd y'all get into that?
He was talking about the crypto and everything and how it was going on. And I was telling him about the link you had sent me. He was like, yeah, I already been on it, invested. And he showed me his little page profile or whatever. And he said it's another one that he was talking about how who's the big time the big time dude that owned the team. He was like, they talking about investing money in it. And he said right now and it's got
the Shark Tank dude, Mark Cuban.
Yeah, Mark Cuban. And he said somebody else was looking into it. He had been researching it. And he said that it already when he'd been watching it since it was at 2 cents. And it went up to 5. And he said if people had, got like those millions of shares or 100,000 shares, even when it got up to 5 cents, you would have still made a good little amount of money off of it. He said, as soon as he got his taxes, he was going to go all in and put the $4,000 on it. And hopefully, he said he didn't even care if it just shot up to 50 cents. He'll be straight. Right. And I was like, well, at 5 cents, I might as well go ahead and get some. But I ain't want to go all in like he did with that much. But I went ahead and put 1,000 in it and went ahead and bought 1,000.
Yeah, well, so
how I go because I had to go to a whole different platform. That's when I told you he was telling me about the Robinhood. That's why I was telling you about the Robinhood because that was the only way you can get
Dogecoin. Yeah,
because I keep calling it Dogecoin, but it's called what? How you pronounce it?
Doge.
Okay, yeah. So that's the only reason why I went to the Robinhood because it wasn't on crypto. And he was like, yeah, if you get accepted to crypto, the price gonna go up. And he said they trying to get it in the mainstream. He said they was pushing to get it, accepted on other platforms. But he was like, it probably had to go up a little more and have to get up from 5 cents probably before get on
Coinbase or one of the other shits.
Yeah, on Coinbase.
Yeah. Well, tell me this though, like, what other reason other than like Mark Cuban said some shit about it? Does he think this is like a good investment?
See, you'll have to ask him because I ain't memorized everything he was telling me, but he seemed like he was so hyped about it. And I was like, well, I'm investing in the rest of them, so I'm gonna follow you. If you're willing to put your $4,000 in it, I might as well throw me a little something in it and fuck it. I just basically follow the leader. That's what I'm really doing with all of it.
Nah, look, that's real talk. That's honesty. I can totally dig that. It's crazy because like that's exactly what a lot of people do. A lot of people do follow the leader. Because like trying to like figure this shit out, do research and all that type, like, it takes a lot of work. A lot of people ain't got time for all that. But what did your man say? What was his plan if the shit goes down? His $4,000 turns into $2,000. What was his plan then?
Oh no, he's talking about his 4 grand gonna turn into 100 grand. He said if it get to 50 cent with the shares he gonna have, he said he'd probably make about 100.
Right, but if the if was a spliff, we'd all be high. That's a big ass if. So that's what I'm saying. Like, on what basis? On what basis is he basing that if?
He said because he said the millionaires, and he said somebody else, another name. He said they was pushing for it to get accepted, and they like promoting it, and they like backing it and giving it the thumbs up.
Yeah. Well, look, man. I mean, I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but this is my opinion, right? Like I base this off my own research, but I'm gonna put the caveat out there that it's my opinion. Man, Dogecoin is some bullshit. But Dogecoin is like some fugazi shit. It's like if somebody put, a VVS diamond in front of you, you know what I mean? Like, total blue, clear, no flaws. And then they put this other Dogecoin diamond next to it. Dogecoin is that fugazi ass, cloudy ass, cubic zirconium shit. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why it's even pumped right now is just because people are like hyping it and pumping it up. And a good thing that I told somebody else this, like, because they're like, yeah, Elon Musk, he's tweeting about it, this, that, and the third.
Musk, yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, right. But look, that shit is a toy to him. Elon Musk, he bought some Dogecoin for his kid so his kid could play with Bitcoin. I mean, play with crypto. The shit that Elon Musk is behind, don't look at his tweets, look at his money. He spent $1.5 billion on Bitcoin. He bought a little sprinkle. He spent some pocket change on some Dogecoin and gave it to his kid. So, like, I mean, that tells you right there, like, what's up with that? You know what I mean? You got to follow the money. But the thing of it is, Dogecoin, it's useful in that because so many are like gambling with it. You know what I'm saying? They're like playing with it. Like, it's going up and it's going down. Now, if you ride the wave, you can make a little bit of money, riding the wave. But that ain't some shit that you just going to buy and then like hold on to it for 20 years and think 20 years, you're going to retire off your Dogecoin investment. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
it's like something. Yeah, it's like something that's popping right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's popping because people are talking about it and it's in the news. But when the hype goes down, like, it's going to be on to the next, basically. I mean, that's my opinion.
No. See, the main thing, the way he was talking about, he was just holding on. He said till December. He was like waiting till like December and then see how it goes. And that's just pretty much. He wasn't talking about holding on in the long term unless it really explodes. But he said he could still sell it off and make your money back that you at least invested in it. And then it is what it is.
Yeah, and
but
that
it was
might
only
work
to the end of the year type thing.
Right. Yeah,
it was only to the end of the year type thing.
Yeah, that might could work. That might could work. And I'm actually going to talk about, like, because there's once you look at these sites, man, there's like a million. That's going too far. I'm stretching it, but there's a gang of coins that people got out there. And the crazy shit is, it really doesn't take a lot to make a coin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna show this example where you can make a brand new coin in 2 minutes. It's easy to make a coin. So there's a lot of bullshit coins out there. So people have to be careful. But the Dogecoin, when it first got started, it was started as a joke. This dude.
He said, but he said it like caught on a little bit.
Yeah, it did. It did a little bit. But I mean, I guess you got to put it in context. Like, so the market cap, or like, what all of the Dogecoin is all worth, is worth $7 billion. That's a lot of fucking money. You know what I'm saying? That's not nothing to sneeze at. You know what I'm saying? And so it is worth something. But when you look at it compared to Bitcoin is worth $1.15 trillion. Dogecoin is worth 7 billion. So that shit is like, it ain't even in the same ballpark. You know what I'm saying? Which is why, Bitcoin is more of a safer play than Dogecoin. Dogecoin is like, that's some fly by night. It's popping, it's popping right now. Next year, it ain't gonna be popping. It's gonna be like, on to the next type of shit. And I'm not saying it's gonna go to zero or anything like that. But again, there's some aspects of it structurally that make it so that it probably is never going to be worth a whole. It's never going to blow up.
He was like, they would tell what he was saying is like, it might not go no higher than $6, but getting in at 5 cents and then being able to cash out, that's all it's really about.
Yeah, I mean, if and this gets back to the whole spliff thing, but if it were to go to like something like $6, that would be like thousands of percentage points worth of growth. So
but that's like if the crypto really take off from everybody just jumping on it since they talking about this reset of the dollar bill. I done seen crap on that where they talking about they're gonna reset it and restructure the whole dollar. And so I don't know.
No, so that's one thing. That's one of the reasons why crypto is actually, like, even Wall Street, everybody's like, paying attention to it. And that's why, going back to Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey from Twitter, I think even Jay-Z, like there's a lot of people that are putting their money in Bitcoin because when the Federal Reserve, our central bank, when it does what they call this quantitative easing, it deflates the dollar. It makes the dollar worth less tomorrow than it is today. But Bitcoin is not. So this is getting into all this like hedge fund shit where you can like hedge and make your money, stay worth something as opposed to having it like be worth less like 6 months from now than it is today. So that's why. And that's got a lot to do with like the United States, like financial and economic policies or whatever. But that's why it's popping. However, not all coins are created equal. And that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about, is that not all coins are created equal. So you got to be careful. And Dogecoin isn't the worst, by any stretch of the imagination. There's a lot of, they call them shit coins. There's a lot of, yeah. There's a lot of shit coins out there. And, I would just, I'll never give people investment advice because that has legal ramifications. I ain't trying to have the feds knocking on my door, but yeah, like people should be, be real careful about what they're doing. But yeah, what else? I mean, what else was you wanting to know about Dogecoin? I may or may not know.
I just wanted to know how you felt about it. What you thought just get your stand on it.
Yeah, like
I heard him trying to hype it up and whatnot. So he said it'd be a quick little jump in, jump out, and see how it goes after that.
Right. Well, I hear that. So I like my position is just generally a bit more conservative. You know what I mean? So like I don't have time to be like watching like the charts every 5 minutes to see, oh, can I buy here? Can I sell there or whatever? Like I don't have time for all that. And I definitely don't want my money to go to zero. So, my strategy is not like trying to find like some popping right now, but maybe not later. I'm looking at stuff where, all right, like if I buy a little bit of this, I can ignore it. And like when I look up 5 years from now, that shit's going to be worth like way more than what it was worth, when I bought it. And for me, like Dogecoin does not fit that, it does not have those characteristics. It's not something that I can like, just buy and be confident that this shit's just not going to like, evaporate, 5 years from now. Now, some people might say, well, the shit was created in 2013. And now it's 2021. The shit hasn't evaporated yet. So my evaporation talk, they could call bullshit on me, be like, you know what I'm saying? Use a hating ass motherfucker, because like this shit is, it hasn't done nothing but grown, since. But it's one of them it's one of them hype things. When Bitcoin blows up, then people are like, damn, Bitcoin costs 60 grand. Like, I can't buy no fucking Bitcoin. Let me go find this cheap 5-cent shit. Let me buy that. Which is smart in one way, because you're looking for something that has leverage, right? Like, is you could buy a whole bunch of something for 5 cents. And if it goes to $1, you make way more money than if you bought Bitcoin. Come here. You make way more money than if you bought Bitcoin. Your dad. Oh, thanks, Ma. Appreciate it. You make way more money, doing that than if you bought Bitcoin, at 60 grand. Because like the simple math of it is, in order for you to double your money, if you buy Bitcoin at 60 grand, and obviously, most of us won't be buying entire Bitcoins, but if you bought some of it at 60 grand, in order for you to double your money, it would have to go to 120 grand. Now, it's much more difficult for Bitcoin to go to 120 grand than it is for a 5-cent Dogecoin to go to 10 cents. All Dogecoin has to do is go to 10 cents for you to double your money. But Bitcoin would have to go to $120,000 to double your money. So from that perspective, you got way more leverage on the Dogecoin. But yeah, man. So what else? What else was your man saying about the Dogecoin?
That was it. Pretty much that it was started as a joke and it gained a little momentum and it's going up. And all he hoping for is to see 50 Cent and hey, or anywhere close to it, and that's it. That's a wrap.
I feel that.
What
Yeah. How do you know how long ago he bought in? Like, is it up since he bought it, or is it, or he just bought it recently?
Just recently. We just got it
Okay.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did this shit like Wednesday.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. Well, we need to probably do like a recap. We're like 2 week check in or something to see like what's Dogecoin doing in 2 weeks to
Yeah.
see if
Like I
see if I'm
said, he
right or if
was
I'm
like,
wrong.
he said he just going, pretty much give it to Christmas and see how I do then. He ain't even worried about it until like the end of the year and see where they go.
That's what's up. Well, yeah. Well, then maybe
Because he
instead
ain't
of
thinking it's gonna evaporate right now. He just basically pushing it to the end of the year and see
yeah,
how it is.
right. Well, look, and like I want to be clear too, because I don't want people to take this the wrong. I'm going hard on it. I'm on one way. I do not believe that it's going to evaporate. $7 billion is not going to evaporate, overnight. I don't even think $7 billion is going to evaporate in 6 months. Um, I just think that, like, over time, who knows what's going to happen. And I think when things get rocky and things get shaky, people like they move away from the risky stuff and they start going to the safe bets. You know what I mean? Like even like it's the same way in the stock market. There'd be some risky stocks. People might be invested in these risky stocks, but if the economy starts to get a little bit funny, then people take their money out of like the risky stocks and they start buying U.S. Treasury, T bills and shit like that, or blue chip stocks like IBM, and that sort of thing. And so like over time, if the crypto space gets shaky or there's something unforeseen that happens, people will take their money out of the risky coins and move it into the safer coin, which is Bitcoin. You know what I mean? That's why I think Bitcoin.
I got mine spread a little much in probably about 8. I think it's about 8 different ones.
So you diversified already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that's real smart. So I mean, that's what's up. But yeah, I'm gonna do another episode. Excuse me.
It looked good. I wish I could get a face. It looked like he did a thing from the little glance I seen. I see how you tried to flash it for a second and you put the goal down. Yeah, you stunned.
Yeah, look, man. Yeah, I just got back from the gym. You know that because when you hit me up, I was in the gym. But yeah, brother's up in here starving, so I ain't gonna say no to the food. And like this podcast is real low key, it's real chill. So like everybody's just taking a ride, with me at this point. So my apologies for eating in front of y'all if y'all hungry. But yeah, man, that's what's up. All right. Well, I think this is real informative, and I think I think it's beneficial for people to hear and understand like what's going on.
I was looking at it like how he tried to explain it to me. He was like, "Shit, Bitcoin started out the same way." And I was like, "Well, you're right." So let me see. Let me get in at 5 cents and see what happens. Why not?
Yeah, true that. Like,
I even did the math, my little shares. Even if it get up to 25 cents, 14 cents, whatever, I still make money and I can still put it somewhere else. And I can just leave it in the original investment. So
right. No, true that. You just need to figure out like, how realistic is it that it would go to 25 cents? Like, is there and this is, I'm gonna get into this in one of my other episodes, but it's like fundamentally what creates value in Dogecoin, and that's something that I want people to think about, because Bitcoin is the first, right? So Bitcoin is like the gold standard, and Bitcoin has, again, like I said, the value is like $1.15 trillion for all of it, and 1.15 that $1 trillion that's not evaporating, right? And the establishment, it's got the support of mainstream society, right now. Dogecoin does not have the support of mainstream society, and so there's that. But there's other coins like I'm just going to use like Ethereum, for instance. Ethereum, or Ether, which is the cryptocurrency, on the Ethereum platform, or that supports the Ethereum platform. Ethereum is the world computer. Like there's an entire, financial, decentralized financial services ecosystem built on top of Ethereum. There are businesses that built on top of Ethereum. The only way Ethereum could disappear is if all those businesses that are built on top of it that depend on it disappear. That's not going to happen. And the value of Ethereum increases as more businesses build on top of Ethereum. It's like real world companies. And so if you were to buy, and I say you, I mean anybody, if anybody were to buy some Ethereum, Ethereum is attached to this platform with all these businesses on top of it. And as those things increase in value, the ether increases in value. So that, that's something that you can fall back on. There's another currency called BAT, which is the currency that supports the Brave browser. There's a company called Brave. They've got employees. It's a whole thing. BAT's not going anywhere because unless the company goes somewhere, you know what I mean? So in that case, it's almost like stock on the stock market, where if you bought some Apple stock, your Apple stock's not going to go to zero unless Apple just ceased to exist, which I guess is possible, but it's highly unlikely. You know what I'm saying? So the thing with Dogecoin, though, is that there are no businesses, the way I understand it. Like, I could be wrong, but I did a little bit of research on this. There are no businesses associated with Dogecoin. There's nothing in the real world that provides any value for Dogecoin.
People put money in it. That's the only thing that is done.
Exactly. So in that
case,
it's
almost like a pyramid scheme too.
You took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth.
That's what I told him. That's what I told him. Is a pyramid scheme. So you gotta jump in and jump out.
Well, and there you go, right? Because it's not like people don't make money in pyramid schemes. You just need to go in with eyes wide open, know what you're getting into, and don't, it's like musical chairs. When the music stops, if you ain't got no chair, you ass out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want to be out before the music stops. Yeah, man. What? You look like you stopped driving.
I'll be on. Yeah, I stopped. Yeah, I'll be on it, so I know when to jump out. I'm just waiting to see how high my money can go.
That's what's up.
Because he was like, it's a whole bunch of it that ain't even in circulation. Like, somebody got a whole, like, massive amounts of it just sitting that ain't even in rotation. They just sitting on it.
Well, you know what that'll do, right?
Yeah, once the value go up and they sell all their shit off, it's going to decrease.
Exactly. That's that supply and demand shit. Yeah, once they start selling, that price is going to be a boop, 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 boop. But, to be fair though, the same can be said for Bitcoin. There's a lot of Bitcoin that's just sitting in accounts that's not, really in circulation. So if somebody decides to like sell it, sell $5 billion worth of Bitcoin or $10 billion worth of Bitcoin or something like that, or shit, 100 billion, that would definitely have a negative, impact on the price. So, same, just slightly different mechanics. But yeah, man. Well, all right, bro. That's what's up. I appreciate this Dogecoin conversation. I'm about to set this out, for the folks as a conversation about Dogecoin. I'm probably gonna have like a couple other follow-up podcasts on some very specific issues with Dogecoin, because there's the history of it. There's the mechanics of it, like you just said, like there's a whole bunch that's not in circulation. One thing that people know about Bitcoin is that the algorithm on Bitcoin has scarcity built in. There'll never be more than 21 million coins. That's it. Once it gets 21 million, you can't make any more. But with Dogecoin, that's not the case. So not only is there stuff not in circulation, there's no cap. It can keep growing forever. So that also is something that will make it more difficult for it to ever achieve like $6 or $10 or $100 or whatever. But who knows? Like I'm here to be proven to be incorrect on that. And for everybody who did put money in, I mean, I'm not a hater. Like, make your bread. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hoping for everybody else that it does go up. But yeah, man. All right. So I'm gonna bounce. I know you are out and about to do your thing. So I appreciate you jumping on the call and hollering at me.
Kiss that baby for me. Tell Feather I said hello.
All right, my brother. All right, cuz. All right, peace out, man. I'll holler at you.